get to make beer, I get to sell beer, and I get to drink beer. And who wouldn't rather do that than sit in front of a computer on Excel all day long and write emails?
Summer night in Harlem, man, it's really hot.
So, once these are all ground up, chuck them into the mash tun, stir it around like porridge, and that's how beer is made.
I'm Hebblethwaite, and I started Black Sands about 9 years ago. So I'm the founder of Black Sands and the part owner because we have other shareholders in the business now. The reason I started Black Sands was twofold really. Firstly, I was retired, so I had time on my hands. Secondly, I'd always done home brewing from an early age, probably about 16 years old at school. I did my first brew. And like every other guy in the world, once you start doing something, you need more equipment, you need much more gear. And so I started buying extra stuff and eventually bought a small brewery. West Auckland is the only place I've ever lived in New Zealand. It's the first place we arrived. We loved it and we still do. So when I started the brewery, we needed a name that really reflected the area we came from. Something to do with the West. And in fact, I was sitting right here at PR Cafe, looking out at Lion Rock and thinking, Lion Rock. And then I thought Black Sands. The sands here are black. I think that's something that's very associated with the West. So that's where we came up with the name Black Sands. And sitting on this deck looking out, thought, well, what will we use for a device on our logo? Lion Rock is the obvious thing.
My name is Craig Hebblethwaite. I am the sales rep / business development manager, if you want to put a fancy title on it, at Black Sands Brewing. I was focusing on going to uni, getting a job, doing all that stuff, and then once I graduated, landed my sort of dream job that I was going for, I think that over time I realized that maybe the whole corporate suit world was not exactly what I thought it was going to be, and I didn't enjoy it. And then at some point, about a year after working in the corporate space, things aligned and I asked Dad if I could come and move on over to Black Sands.
It wasn't a conscious plan, but of course if your son wants to join your business, that's about the best thing that can happen. So I was very pleased. I never tried to persuade him to join us, but when he came to me and said, I'd like to come and work with you, brewing beer and selling beer, I was very happy.
It's nice stuff.
Thank you so much.
This is Steve. This is
I've been drinking for an awful long time, by the way.
Yeah, thank you so much. It means a
I
lot.
like the lager very much.
Oh, cheers, thanks. We better brew some more. We got to brew some just for half.
With Craig, it's about he actually cares about people, he communicates with people, he enjoys it, he likes to know what's going on in their lives, he empathizes with them. And I think those are the skills you need in sales, really. The quality of the beer is most important to us. There's no point in us starting a very small little brewery to make average beer. Our goal is to make the best beer we can, and in particular beer that people want to drink. We're pretty fortunate really because our head brewer is Mark Jackman, who's a shareholder in the business, and he is really the guy. He lives above the brewery, he's there all the time, and he's the guy who has kept us going for all those years.
So we start off by milling. Mix hot water together with the malt. After it's sat in there for an hour or so, we put it through a heat exchanger into a fermenter. More hops. Once it's finished brewing, it'll go through to a carbonator. After that, it'll be put into kegs. The good thing about it is it's called a double pre-evacuation bottle filler. Of course, yeah. It fills it with CO2, and then as a vacuum pump, it does all that twice. Counter pressure fills, so you get very low levels of oxygen in it, which is the big enemy of beer.
Gotcha.
We try to give back to our community in whatever way we can, whether it's supporting, like the football club or the art gallery. But one way we do it is the artwork on our labels. We use West Auckland artists when we try to showcase their work and work with them, and that all sort of came through working with the art gallery. We're suddenly have got so many orders, we're worried if we can even keep up with the demand at the moment. So that's probably another problem for us to solve, is how we can make more beer to keep up with the growing demand, I would say.
I think that's been quite an important thing for us, the fact that even through COVID, when demand dropped, people in West Auckland still supported us. I think that sort of vindicated our decision to focus on West Auckland, to present ourselves as a Westie brewery. There is a big enough market out west to keep us quite happy for a long time. The support of Westie people is enough for us. We are not a big brewery. We don't need to sell millions of litres of beer. But I guess in the long run, we'd like to grow and perhaps one day, be like Heineken or Stella Artois or somebody.
World
Take
domination.
the world. World domination, starting with Piha.
Here's a box of beer for you guys.
There you go.